Hello everyone, Rovik from Exodus Games here. Going to be doing another real quick tutorial. It's in depth. This time it's going to be the gate system. So we're going to show how the gates work. Short, brief mentions on how some things might change, and then just that's it. So to power a gate, there's two aspects of power. Um, So, as mentioned briefly in the last video that dealt with energy, the power systems, we have gate energy and ZPM energy. A gate energy will recharge on its own, ZPM energy will not. So this is the ZPMs you craft. And this was showed a bit in the last two videos. So how the gates work is, as I said, the gate energy is used first. Now, if you have a gate that's really, really far, like all the way across the map, then it might use all of gate energy, and then it'll use ZPM energy at the same time in one dial. Which is why, if you don't have a ZPM, you might be restricted to how far you can dial. Which is why we always recommend adding a ZPM, even though it's not necessarily required to actually use the gates. So we have toggle fast dial, we have close gate. This one's straightforward. Toggle fast dial, basically you have normal dial, then you have fast dial. Fast dial takes about 5 seconds to complete, while normal dial takes a lot longer. We have toggle iris. Well, we can turn the iris on and off. We have toggle public name. When this is on, the gate will show up in this list instead of private. How you want to name your gate, this is very important here because a lot of people will just hit enter and think it's done. Um, you cannot just press enter and expect it to work. It will not. It does not register the name and it will wipe it. And if you walk away, you will have a hard time finding that gate again. You have to type your name and then you have to press this pin icon. If you don't do that, it won't actually name the gate. Okay. Um, Up here on the middle left, you can toggle um, symbols versus alphanumeric. Right? So you can do that, and then it'll show up like that. If it's a correct address, it will dial it. If you can click dial from here in the UI system in the UI we have, or you can just click a gate in your list and it'll dial it. Okay, so inside the gate, we have the trophy slot and costume slot. As mentioned in the last video for energy, the ZPM will go in the trophy slot. Now, for your irises and shields that you want to have on your gate, you put these in the costume slot. Very important note on this. If you have an incoming wormhole and the iris is activated, whatever comes through will just be straight up deleted. Okay? Like if you have a death recovery mod, it will not matter. You will lose everything. Um, we've had a few make a report on that before, so I wanted to make sure that was very, very clear. Like if you come through and you impact that iris, don't think you're going to get any of that back. You're not going to get any of it. So this is what it's going to look like when you dial with fast dial on. Okay, so that's fast dial. This is going to be, see, gate energy was used first. This is not fast dial. Okay, so that was regular dial. That's how long it normally takes if you don't have fast dial toggled on, which is why we like to use fast dial. Now, a few things that are going to be changing once the gate overhaul comes out. In this list, it's going to be a bit more color coded. So you're going to have a color for allies, you're going to have a color for your tribe. Another thing that will be changing is the energy for gates is going to be going away from CPMs in the gates, and you were going to be moving towards. We're going to be having the DHD control crystal inside the DHD. It'll have different crafting requirements and different durability number for the energy. So that's most of the stuff for a gate. There are a couple of INI settings for them. Basically, how and that system for the config settings will be expanded in the gate overhaul when that comes out, and then in part 2, it will get expanded again. But again, that's the brief run through for gates. Um, if you have a ZPM, you can essentially put a gate on one corner of the map and reach all the way to the complete other side of the map. If you don't have a ZPM, you're going to be more limited on how far it can reach without using another gate to dial. Unless you, of course, change the INI config settings. But that is essentially it for the gates. Again, I am Rovik, Community Manager of Exodus Games, the dev team that is working on Stargate Evolution mod for Ark. Thank you all for watching.